Hey guys, so one day when I was just minding my own business looking for something to watch while I work, a particular thumbnail of a keyboard came up on my recommendation list, and the rest is history. Honestly, I don't actually want to jinx it by calling it my first since this hobby is not cheap.
As long as I'm safely in your arms, and it don't really matter where we stay. Cause space makes me sad.
After weeks of obsessing keyboard videos, I finally did some digging and made a list. Here they are.
Space makes me sad.
There are some things that I couldn't get from the list due to availability and budget.
Space makes me sad. Feeling like Pluto. You already knew though. I'm hiding just behind the stars, but how come the stars don't shine when it's day? How come the sky at night makes me this way? Why is so far away? Galaxy cast away. Watching you hopelessly. Why aren't you home with me? Cause space makes me sad.
Yeah, it's quite wobbly, but I'll mode it on a later video when I'm comfortable enough.
Space makes me sad.
And here I'm just reassembling the board because I'm planning to change it with a wooden one in the future.
Space makes me sad.
It took me around probably 15 minutes to take them off from her case. I thought I messed it up. I don't even know why I'm putting myself in this pain. I love how customizable it is. I've always been a sucker for customization, and this just take the cake. I already have a new set of keycaps and wooden case on the way, which I'm going to assemble them in a later video. I believe you can get this kit on AliExpress and Banggood, which I will link them below, as well as other parts that I used to build my keyboard. Always one for visual aesthetics, so naturally I can decide whether to get this one or the full milky yellow switches. But after enough reviews and thinking that you can actually see them anyway, I decided to get the black bottom and milky top ones. Okay, let's start disassembling them. Since I'm not planning to actually build more than one keyboard, I was about to not get the switch opener, but after better judgment of how many I'm going to open them, I decided to just buy it. And fortunately, I found a cheap 3D printed one from a local store that actually works. I found that opening switches is actually fun and therapeutic. So now it's finally time to loop them. Oh yes, the step that I dreaded most about. I tried to follow truly from TH Type's tutorial. Just a bit of loop and that I tried to spread around, and then I added a bit on the floor of it as well. I tried to follow truly from TH Type's tutorial. Just a bit of loop. On the bottom housing, I tried to spread it around, as well as adding a bit more loop on around the stem. And then I proceed with doing it 64 times. Now it's final time for the few last exciting steps, putting on the switches and keycaps. Make sure to always tighten up the pins on the bottom of the switch before putting them on, as they can damage your PCB if they weren't inserted properly. Since this is a hot swappable, I don't need to solder them on, which makes it a lot more easier. But they do tend to get pulled off whenever I'm pulling out a keycap. I've tried to click them in place, but some of them still get easily pulled off. And now on to the keycaps. I've been very adamant to get an XDA profile, but since I don't really want to wait for 2 to 3 months of shipping from AliExpress, my option comes down to my local Shopee stores. It's not really the keycaps that I hoped for, but right now it's the most minimalistic design with an XDA profile that I really wanted. Plus, they have hiragana font as well, which would help me quite a bit on my Japanese studies, and I'm happy with that. And then we're done! Having this for almost a month now have been a bless and a curse. I've been really quite having a lot of trouble with the Bluetooth. It has these latency issues which make it frustrating sometimes, especially when you're on a mission defeating the enemies. I've been trying to look for a solution and it seems that the GK64XS Bluetooth is quite weak. I haven't tried to fix it, though I really hope it'll work. And one last thing, I can't seem to connect with the driver. No matter how many times I try to install and reinstall it, fortunately I don't really need to map out anything, so it doesn't cause much concern for me.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.